Hey guys, it is day 296 already in our Bible reading plan. We are in Jeremiah 42 through 45 and Psalm 83 and clipping right along. I know this is not an easy book, but today's reading I think was very interesting. Some food for thought here in a second. But the big idea is that it is foolish to judge God by the outcomes that we want and forget that true success is obedience to God regardless of the outcome. We're going to see this play out. Man, if we were just looking at outcome, the life of Jeremiah would feel like an utter failure, wouldn't it? But by God's grace, we're not looking at outcome, human outcome measures, but at faithfulness as our measure of success in God's kingdom. The story we've heard before in the Old Testament, frankly. The people of Israel come to Jeremiah in Jerusalem and they ask him, please tell us what God will say and we're going to obey it a million times over. And they say, whatever the Lord answers you in chapter 42, verse 4, I will tell you, or Jeremiah responds, whatever the Lord answers you, I will tell you, I'll keep nothing back from you. Whether it is good or evil, the people say, we will obey the voice of the Lord, our God, to whom we are sending you, that it may be well with us when we obey the voice of the Lord, our God. How many of you want to vote on this? Are they going to do it? You don't need to be a Bible scholar to see where this is going. So Jeremiah tells them, don't go to Egypt. Do not go to Egypt. God has saved us from Egypt. We don't need the world to help us. Egypt has been, throughout scripture, has been symbolic. I like the country of Egypt. I'm just saying symbolically in scripture, Egypt is the way of the world. And so he says, do not go there. And he couldn't be any clearer in chapter 42, verses 10 through 12. And he tells them, if you don't go, if you trust me, I'm going to get you through it. I know there's judgment, but it's going to pass. Remember, he's already given him promise that in 70 years, everything would work out. And so sure enough, we read this. They don't just go to Egypt. They take Jeremiah by force. In chapter 43, it says, and they came into the land of Egypt, for they did not obey the voice of the Lord. And right prior to that, verse 6, it says they took the men, the women, the children, the princesses, and every person whom Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, had left with Gedaliah. And he lists, of course, Jeremiah and Baruch. So things are not great. You already can tell this is not going to work out good. And indeed, chapter 44 is further indictment. The Lord is telling them, man, you guys have looked to this world. In fact, the people are so arrogant and so hateful that they say, man, we're happy that we looked. And they talk about the queen of heaven. That is a false god, that's the way of the world, that how it was better for us when we served the queen of heaven. And man, the sentiment is still there, isn't it? People who turn their back from God, who are stiff-necked and say, we're happy we're not serving the Lord. And that's how this chapter plays out. It's scary to read it. It's heavy to read it. And it's enough to drive us on our knees to pray for a tender heart and a burden for people who don't see clearly spiritual realities. And then we get to chapter 45, and I love chapter 45. It's short. But Baruch is discouraged. He's the servant of Jeremiah, and he's just like, man, we're doing all this work. It's not getting us anywhere. The thing we're praying for, we're asking God, and all we ever get is failure upon failure. Kind of, he doesn't say that, but that's the sentiment. He said, woe is me. I'm weary with my groaning. I find no rest. All our prayers aren't answered like we want them to. And the Lord responds, do you seek great things for yourself? Seek them not. For behold, I am bringing disaster upon all flesh, declares the Lord, but I will give you your life as a prize of war in all the places in which you may go. God's like, I'm protecting you, but stop worrying about the outcome. Trust me, trust me, trust me. That's the same message that he gives us today. Love you guys.